Have you ever suffered from a pain that lingers, not just in your body, but in your spirit? A pain so deep, medication dulls it, but never truly heals it. Today, I'm here to reveal something remarkable. It's not a new drug, not a breakthrough surgery, not even modern technology. It's an ancient secret, a method known for thousands of years that is now gaining recognition once again. Ancient civilizations used natural body-based methods to treat and eliminate pain. Long before the advent of modern pharmaceuticals or complex surgical interventions, our ancestors developed sophisticated systems of healing that were deeply rooted in an understanding of the body's natural rhythms and energies. These methods were not random, they were the result of centuries of observation, trial, and spiritual insight. For instance, traditional Chinese medicine developed acupuncture and acupressure to manipulate the flow of qi, life energy, which corresponds to nerves, muscles, and organ systems. By applying pressure or inserting fine needles at precise points, they discovered that pain could be alleviated, energy restored, and illness prevented. Similarly, ancient Indian practices like Ayurveda offered an intricate system of diagnosis and treatment using herbs, massage, and dietary balance to not only relieve pain, but to address its root cause. In Africa, shamans and tribal healers used plant medicine, dance, and spiritual rituals to draw out pain believed to be connected to emotional or spiritual imbalance. Indigenous American tribes used sacred sweat lodges and ceremonial smudging as methods to purge the body of toxins and pain. Across all these diverse cultures, the emphasis was on restoring balance, whether that meant aligning the body's elements, harmonizing with nature, or reconnecting with a higher spiritual force. These were not isolated attempts at relief. They represented entire worldviews in which pain was understood as a messenger, not a malfunction. The body was treated as an intelligent, interconnected whole, not as a machine of replaceable parts. These traditional healing systems recognized that pain is not just a symptom to be silenced, but a signal pointing toward a deeper need for care and transformation. In embracing these ancient natural approaches, we find not only practical tools for pain relief, but a profound reminder that the human body has always held the power to heal, if only we learn to listen. Modern medicine often masks pain instead of healing it. In today's fast-paced, symptom-centrified medical landscape, pain is typically viewed as a problem to be quickly eliminated rather than understood. The dominant approach revolves around prescriptions, injections, and surgeries designed to suppress pain signals rather than explore their source. While this method can provide temporary relief, it often fails to address the underlying issue. For example, when someone experiences chronic back pain, they are commonly given painkillers or anti-inflammatory medications, which may reduce discomfort in the short term, but do nothing to correct muscular imbalances, posture issues, emotional stress, or spinal misalignments that may be contributing to the problem. Over time, this can lead to dependency on medication, diminishing results, and an increasing sense of helplessness. Pharmaceuticals are engineered to block neurotransmitters that signal pain to the brain, essentially silencing the body's alarm system without actually extinguishing the fire. It's akin to covering a flashing engine light in your car with a piece of tape. It hides the symptom, but does nothing to repair the engine. In fact, by masking pain, many people unknowingly make their conditions worse, pushing through strain and damage that would otherwise signal them to rest, adjust, or seek healing. What's more concerning is that this masking approach creates a cycle of reliance. Pain returns, a stronger drug is prescribed, side effects emerge, and soon a person finds themselves treating not only the original discomfort, but the cascade of consequences brought on by long-term medication use. Modern systems rarely investigate pain as a complex experience that can stem from emotional trauma, stress, nutritional deficiencies, energetic imbalances, or unresolved psychological conflicts. The mind-body connection is frequently overlooked. despite mounting evidence showing how stress and emotional health directly affect physical pain. For example, studies have shown that people with untreated emotional wounds or chronic anxiety often experience fibromyalgia, tension headaches, or gastrointestinal pain. Yet these aspects are seldom addressed in a conventional clinic setting. In contrast, ancient healing traditions viewed pain as a message, a call to examine lifestyle, thought patterns, relationships, and alignment with nature. By constantly numbing pain instead of investigating its origins, modern medicine often leads people away from true healing and into a loop of symptom management. While there are certainly moments where pharmaceutical intervention is necessary and life-saving, the over-reliance on it has created a culture that expects quick fixes and instant relief, leaving little room for reflection, patience, and holistic care. The result is a growing population living with chronic pain that persists beneath the surface, quietly affecting quality of life, mobility, and emotional well-being. Practices like acupressure, herbal remedies, breathwork, and meditation have stood the test of time. These methods, though ancient in origin, remain deeply relevant in today's world, not merely as alternatives, but as powerful systems of healing that have supported human health for centuries. Acupressure, for instance, involves applying pressure to specific points on the body to release muscle tension, improve circulation, and stimulate the body's natural healing mechanisms. This practice is rooted in traditional Chinese medicine, which views the body as an interconnected system of energy pathways. By restoring the flow of energy or qi through these pathways, acupressure not only relieves physical pain, but also promotes emotional balance and mental clarity. Its simplicity makes it accessible to virtually anyone, and its effects have been verified by countless people who experience relief without the need for invasive procedures or medication. Herbal remedies represent another pillar of ancient healing. From willow bark, the original source of aspirin, to turmeric, known for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Herbs have long been used to soothe pain, reduce inflammation, and support organ function. Unlike synthetic drugs, many herbs work in harmony with the body, offering gentle but effective support without disrupting natural processes. Cultures around the world have relied on local plants and natural compounds for everything from joint pain to migraines to nerve discomfort. These remedies were often combined with diet, rituals, and lifestyle adjustments, forming a comprehensive system of care that modern science is only beginning to fully appreciate. The effectiveness of many herbs has now been validated in clinical studies, yet their use in mainstream medicine remains limited due to a focus on patentable drugs over natural substances. Breathwork, another time-honored practice, harnesses the power of conscious breathing to influence the nervous system, reduce stress, and ease pain. Deep rhythmic breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, signaling the body to relax and enter a state of rest and repair. This is especially crucial in chronic pain sufferers, whose nervous systems are often locked in a state of fight or flight. By engaging in breathwork practices, individuals can reduce muscle tension, increase oxygen flow, and quiet the mind, all of which contribute to pain relief. Techniques like diaphragmatic breathing, alternate nostril breathing, or even ancient methods like pranayama offer tools that can be practiced daily, empowering people to manage their pain from within. Meditation, too, has long been recognized for its profound impact on pain perception. By training the mind to observe sensations without judgment, meditation can reduce the emotional reaction to pain, which often intensifies the physical experience. Mindfulness meditation has been shown to alter the brain's response to pain, effectively reducing the intensity and unpleasantness of chronic pain conditions. Through consistent practice, individuals often report a shift in their relationship with pain. It no longer dominates their lives or dictates their actions. Instead, they become more aware, more grounded, and better equipped to manage discomfort with calm and clarity. These ancient practices are not relics of the past, but living traditions that continue to offer immense value in the modern age. Their endurance through generations, cultures, and continents is not coincidence. It is a testament to their power. In a world increasingly dependent on technology and medication, these time-tested methods serve as a reminder that healing often begins with simple, intentional actions that reconnect us to our bodies, our breath, and the natural world around us. Pain has emotional, physical, and energetic components that must be addressed holistically. When people experience pain, the most common assumption is that it originates purely from physical injury or structural damage. A pulled muscle, a herniated disc, a sprained joint. But pain is rarely that simple. Modern science is increasingly confirming what ancient healers understood intuitively. Pain is not just a physical signal from the body, but a complex experience shaped by emotions, memories, energy, and perception. To effectively address pain, we must consider the entire human experience, not just the body, but also the mind and the energy that flows through both. Emotionally, pain is deeply intertwined with how we feel, how we think, and how we've been conditioned to respond to distress. Studies in neuroscience have shown that the same parts of the brain that process physical pain are also activated when we experience emotional pain, such as grief, rejection, or loss. This overlap means that unresolved emotional trauma can manifest as chronic physical pain. For example, someone who has experienced abandonment may carry tension in the chest or shoulders for years, interpreting it as a muscular issue, when in fact it is a physical imprint of emotional suffering. Stress, anxiety, and depression also exacerbate pain, increasing muscle tension and reducing the body's ability to heal naturally. Chronic stress floods the body with cortisol and other inflammatory chemicals that can actually sensitize nerves, making pain feel more intense than it physically is. Energetically, pain can also be viewed as a blockage or imbalance in the body's subtle energy systems. Traditions such as Chinese medicine and Ayurveda have long understood that the human body is more than flesh and bone. It is a vessel of vital energy. When this energy is flowing smoothly, we feel healthy and vibrant. But when it becomes stagnant or blocked, pain and illness often follow. In traditional Chinese medicine, this life force is called qi, while in Indian traditions it is known as prana. These systems of thought offer detailed maps of how energy circulates and how disruptions in this flow, whether due to trauma, stress, poor diet, or emotional repression, can lead to pain in specific organs, joints, or tissues. Practices like acupuncture, energy healing, Reiki, and breathwork are designed to clear these energetic blockages and restore flow, often resulting in the disappearance of pain that could not be resolved through conventional means. Physically, of course, there may be real injuries or disorders contributing to the pain, but even then, healing is influenced by the emotional and energetic state of the person. Two people can suffer the same physical injury, a fractured ankle for instance, and yet their healing journeys can be drastically different. One may recover quickly and fully, while another may recover chronic pain that lingers for years. The difference often lies not just in the severity of the injury, but in their emotional resilience, mental state, support system, and energetic balance. Pain does not exist in isolation. It lives within a context of lived experiences, beliefs, habits, and internal narratives. A holistic approach to pain recognizes this intricate web and addresses all aspects together. This means working with the body through movement, physical therapy, and nutrition. It means engaging the mind through practices like cognitive behavioral therapy, journaling, or mindfulness. And it also means honoring the energetic body through modalities like acupuncture, chakra balancing, sound therapy, or even simply spending time in nature. This multidimensional approach is not just more compassionate, it is more effective when we honor all the layers of pain, physical, emotional, and energetic. We stop treating the symptom and start nurturing the whole person. Pressure point therapy activates the body's natural painkillers, endorphins. This method, which has been used for thousands of years in cultures across Asia and the Middle East, is based on the understanding that the human body is equipped with built-in mechanisms for managing and reducing pain. Unlike pharmaceutical interventions that introduce foreign substances into the body, pressure point therapy works by stimulating specific areas on the skin, often where nerves, blood vessels, and muscle tissue intersect, to trigger biological responses that enhance the body's healing process. Endorphins are one of the most powerful substances the body can produce naturally. They are neurotransmitters, often referred to as the body's feel-good chemicals that function similarly to opioids. When released, endorphins bind to receptors in the brain that block pain signals and create a sense of well-being and relaxation. The human body releases endorphins during exercise, laughter, excitement, and even eating chocolate. But one of the most direct and targeted ways to stimulate their release is through physical manipulation of pressure points. In pressure point therapy, practitioners apply firm but controlled pressure to specific locations on the body using their fingers, thumbs, palms, or tools. These points are often located along what traditional Chinese medicine identifies as meridians, pathways through which life energy or qi flows. According to this tradition, pain and disease result from blockages or imbalances in this energy flow. By stimulating the appropriate points, balance is restored, energy flows freely, and the body's innate ability to heal itself is reawakened. While this idea may sound abstract, modern science is beginning to find parallels. Studies using MRI scans have shown that stimulating pressure points causes measurable changes in the brain's pain perception centers and leads to the release of endorphins and serotonin, both of which play critical roles in pain relief and emotional regulation. Another remarkable aspect of pressure point therapy is its accessibility. Unlike complex medical treatments that require prescriptions, procedures, or expensive technology, this form of healing can be performed by anyone, anywhere, once the knowledge is learned. There are well-documented pressure points for different types of pain. Li4, between the thumb and index finger, is commonly used for headaches and facial pain. PC6 on the inner forearm helps with nausea and anxiety, and SP6 on the lower leg is used to relieve menstrual discomfort. With regular practice, individuals can manage their own pain, reduce their dependence on medication, and gain a deeper understanding of their body's signals. Beyond the physical, pressure point therapy also provides emotional and psychological benefits. This holistic relief contributes to a positive feedback loop. When we feel less pain, we feel more hopeful, and when we feel more hopeful, our bodies respond with improved circulation, reduced inflammation, and better sleep, all of which further aid healing. In many ways, pressure point therapy is both an ancient art and a science of self-care. It embodies the wisdom of generations who understood that the body has the power to repair itself when given the right signals. This form of therapy gently invites the body to remember what it already knows, how to return to balance, how to release suffering, and how to feel whole again. Ancient practices empower individuals rather than making them dependent on drugs. One of the most powerful aspects of traditional healing systems is that they place the ability to heal back into the hands of the individual. Rather than relying on external solutions such as pharmaceuticals, surgeries, or specialists, Ancient practices teach people how to take charge of their own health by understanding the natural rhythms and signals of their bodies. This empowerment is not just physical. It is mental, emotional, and spiritual. It instills a sense of agency, control, and responsibility that modern approaches often overlook or strip away. In today's healthcare system, people are often treated as passive recipients. They visit a doctor, describe their symptoms, receive a diagnosis, and are then prescribed a pill or a procedure. While this can sometimes be necessary and even life-saving, it can also foster a mindset of dependency. Over time, individuals may begin to believe they are broken, that only experts can fix them, and that healing lies outside of themselves. This mindset diminishes self-trust and creates a cycle of reliance on medical systems that may not address the root causes of suffering. Ancient healing practices operate from a different philosophy entirely. Whether it's the meditative awareness taught in Buddhism, the breath control techniques in yogic traditions, or the herbal wisdom passed down through generations of healers, these systems encourage self-observation, personal involvement, and daily practices that maintain health and prevent disease. For instance, rather than suppressing a headache with medication, a person might explore how their posture, diet, stress levels, or emotional state might be contributing. They might use breathing techniques, acupressure, or herbal teas to soothe the pain, all tools that require mindfulness and self-participation. This form of empowerment is especially important in dealing with chronic pain, which often eludes clear medical explanations and resists conventional treatments. When individuals are taught how to listen to their body's cues and work with natural remedies and methods, they often regain a sense of hope. They learn that they are not helpless. They begin to trust their intuition. They feel more connected to their bodies and more capable of influencing their own well-being. Empowerment through ancient practices also extends to prevention. These traditions emphasize lifestyle habits, what to eat, how to move, when to rest, how to breathe, not as rigid rules, but as pathways to long-term health. People who practice Tai Chi or yoga, for example, often report fewer instances of pain, not just because of improved physical alignment, but because they have learned how to manage stress, regulate energy, and stay mentally balanced. They are not waiting for illness or injury to strike. They are actively maintaining health every day. In essence, ancient practices remind us that healing is not a service to be purchased, but a relationship to be cultivated. It is a journey, not a transaction. They teach that the human body is not just a machine to be fixed, but a living system that thrives on attention, intention, and care. Through these practices, individuals are not only healed, they are transformed into participants in their own health, capable of making informed choices, responding wisely to pain, and nurturing a sense of inner strength that no pill or prescription can provide. Science is increasingly validating these ancient techniques. What was once dismissed by modern medicine as folklore or pseudoscience is now being investigated through rigorous scientific studies, and the results are confirming what many traditional cultures have known for centuries. These ancient practices work. In laboratories, universities, and clinical settings around the world, researchers are uncovering how methods like meditation, acupuncture, herbal medicine, yoga, and breathwork produce measurable beneficial effects on the human body and mind. This scientific acknowledgement is not only bridging the gap between traditional wisdom and modern medicine, but also giving credibility and confidence to those who seek alternatives to conventional treatment. Take acupuncture as one prominent example. For years, skeptics criticized it as unproven and ineffective. But today, numerous clinical trials and meta-analysis show that acupuncture can reduce chronic pain, improve mobility, and even support mental health by influencing neurotransmitter activity. Functional MRI scans have demonstrated that needling specific points on the body, can alter brain activity in areas related to pain processing. In fact, the National Institutes of Health and the World Health Organization, WHO, have both recognized acupuncture as a valid treatment for a wide range of conditions, including migraines, arthritis, and back pain. Similarly, meditation and mindfulness practices, once relegated to spiritual circles, are now staples in psychological and neurological research. Scientists have found that regular meditation can actually rewire the brain through a process known as neuroplasticity. Long-term practitioners often exhibit increased gray matter density in areas related to emotional regulation, focus, and empathy. These changes directly impact how people experience pain. Studies have shown that meditation doesn't just help people cope with discomfort, it can actually reduce their subjective experience of pain by changing how the brain interprets pain signals. This offers a promising, drug-free approach to pain management, especially for those suffering from chronic conditions. Herbal medicine too is gaining renewed scientific interest. Turmeric, ginger, boswellia, and many other plants used in ancient healing systems are now subjects of pharmacological research. Scientists are isolating active compounds, studying their anti-inhaligen, analgesic, and antioxidant properties, and confirming that many of these herbs can be as effective and often safer than synthetic medication. Unlike pharmaceuticals that may come with a host of side effects, many herbal remedies work gently and synergistically with the body, offering sustainable long-term benefits. Yoga and Tai Chi, which integrate movement, breath, and mindfulness, have also drawn substantial attention from the scientific community. Randomized controlled trials have shown that these practices can improve flexibility, reduce musculoskeletal pain, lower blood pressure, improve sleep, and even ease depression and anxiety. Pain, especially chronic pain, often worsens with stress, inactivity, and poor posture, all of which these ancient movement-based therapies address. Their effectiveness lies not only in the physical stretches and poses, but in the regulation of the nervous system and the fostering of mental calm and body awareness. The beauty of this scientific validation is that it doesn't strip ancient practices of their cultural and spiritual significance. Instead, it highlights their universality and adaptability. The more we learn about how the brain, nervous system, and immune system interact, the more it becomes clear that the body is a deeply interconnected organism, one that benefits not just from mechanical interventions, but from holistic integrative care. Ancient healers may not have had the tools to measure hormones or scan the brain, but their intuitive understanding of human health was remarkably accurate. Science is not replacing these practices. It is finally catching up, and in doing so, it is opening the door for more people, from patients to healthcare providers, to take ancient wisdom seriously. The integration of these time-tested techniques into modern healthcare is not a return to the past, but a leap forward toward a more balanced, human-centered model of healing. The body has an incredible capacity to heal when given the right conditions. This simple yet powerful truth is at the heart of many ancient healing systems. In modern society, we often view healing as something that must be externally delivered through pills, surgery, or technology. While these interventions have their place, they can overshadow the body's natural intelligence and its remarkable ability to repair, restore, and regenerate itself. Ancient traditions, on the other hand, recognize the body not as a passive object needing to be fixed, but as an active, living system capable of self-healing when supported properly. Every cell in the human body is designed with repair mechanisms. When you cut your finger, it doesn't stay open forever. Your body immediately sends platelets to clot the blood, white blood cells to fight off infection, and fibroblasts to rebuild tissue. This process happens without conscious effort. demonstrating the built-in wisdom of the body. Now imagine this same self-healing process being activated in more complex conditions. Joint pain, inflammation, digestive issues, or chronic fatigue. The key lies in creating an internal environment that allows healing to flourish, just as a plant thrives in the right soil, sunlight, and water. Ancient healers understood this principle well. They emphasized balance, balancing the elements, the energies, the emotions, and the physical body. When we are out of balance, our internal systems struggle to function efficiently. Stress, poor diet, lack of movement, toxic thoughts, environmental toxins, and emotional repression all create disharmony in the body's natural state. But when we begin to remove these obstacles and restore alignment, the body responds. Pain diminishes, energy increases, and clarity returns. Practices like fasting, herbal detoxification, restorative sleep, breath control, and energy alignment were all used to reset and support the body's innate healing capacity. One powerful example of this concept is inflammation. Inflammation is the body's natural response to injury or irritation, part of the healing process. But chronic inflammation caused by ongoing stress, poor nutrition, or unresolved trauma can lead to disease and pain. Instead of suppressing it with medication alone, many ancient systems focus on reducing inflammation through anti-inflammation herbs, meditation to calm the nervous system, and nourishing food. They trusted the body to do its job once the right support was in place. The modern field of epigenetics is now echoing this ancient truth. Scientists have discovered that our genes are not our destiny. Rather, the environment inside and around us, what we eat, how we think, how we move, and even how we feel, can turn certain genes on or off. This means we have more control over our health than we once believed. Ancient wisdom, with its emphasis on lifestyle and internal harmony, aligns perfectly with this scientific revelation. When we nourish the body, quiet the mind, and live in tune with nature, we can activate healing at the cellular level. The body's ability to heal is not magic, it is biology. But it is biology guided by a deeper intelligence that knows how to restore balance when given the chance. Whether through mindful movement, clean food, spiritual rituals, or rest, these traditions recognize that healing is not just about doing more. It's about doing what is necessary, gently, consistently, and with trust. True healing doesn't come from forcing the body to comply. It comes from understanding what the body needs to return to its natural state of equilibrium. When we stop fighting pain as the enemy and start listening to what it's telling us, we become participants in our healing, not just spectators. We rediscover the quiet, powerful truth that our bodies are always trying to heal us, and that the most profound medicine is often found in supporting that process rather than obstructing it. Natural pain relief methods often address the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. In the modern medical world, the primary goal is frequently symptom management, a strategy that, while sometimes necessary for immediate comfort, rarely leads to lasting healing. Painkillers may dull the ache, anti-inflammatories may reduce swelling, and muscle relaxants may calm spasms, but these interventions usually function like a temporary patch on a much deeper issue. Ancient healing systems, in contrast, are rooted in the principle of uncovering and correcting the root cause of pain, aiming not just to quiet the body's distress signals, but to understand why those signals arose in the first place. To ancient healers, pain was never viewed as a random occurrence. It was seen as a message, a sign that something was out of balance in the body, mind, or spirit. If you had recurring back pain, the question wasn't simply, how can we make this go away? It was, what's causing this tension or weakness? Is it poor posture, emotional stress, energy stagnation, or nutritional deficiency? This approach demanded a deeper, more personal level of inquiry. It required practitioners to look at the whole person, their lifestyle, beliefs, environment, relationships, habits, and even unresolved emotional experiences to identify the true source of pain. Herbal medicine, for example, often goes beyond masking pain to restore internal balance. Rather numbing nerve endings, herbs such as turmeric, ginger, devil's claw, or willow bark work by reducing systemic inflammation, improving circulation, and supporting detoxification processes that remove harmful buildup in tissues. These actions don't just offer relief, they promote healing. Similarly, a person practicing yoga or Tai Chi to address joint pain isn't just stretching muscles. They're improving structural alignment, increasing lymphatic flow, and calming the nervous system. These shifts reduce the very conditions that allow pain to take hold. In traditional Chinese medicine, practitioners use techniques like tongue and pulse diagnosis to determine which organs or energy systems are under stress. A chronic migraine might not be treated with a pill, but with liver-supporting herbs, dietary changes, and acupuncture points designed to release built-up heat or stagnation in the body. In Ayurveda, pain may be viewed through the lens of dosic imbalance, such as excess vata leading to nerve pain or excess pitta resulting in inflammation. Treatments then focus on rebalancing these energies, not erasing the pain alone, but addressing the deeper disturbances that caused it. This cause-oriented approach leads to more sustainable and often transformative results. When people stop asking, "What can I take for this pain?" and start asking, "What is this pain trying to tell me?" their entire relationship with discomfort changes. Pain becomes a guide, not an enemy, a signal from the body that something needs attention, care, and correction. This mindset shift alone can initiate healing because it invites self-awareness and self-responsibility rather than helplessness. Furthermore, natural methods often come with positive side effects rather than harmful ones. Meditation, used for managing emotional or tension pain, not only soothes the body, but also improves sleep, enhances mood, and strengthens focus. Breathwork, used to calm pain flare-ups, also oxygenates the body, reduces anxiety, and boosts immunity. These are holistic interventions. They don't just target one symptom in isolation, but improve the overall condition of the individual. By addressing the root causes, ancient and natural methods do something that quick fixes rarely do. They support long-term wellness. They don't just make pain tolerable for today, they reduce the chances of it returning tomorrow. This is why so many who adopt these methods report not only physical relief, but mental clarity, emotional resilience, and a deeper connection to their bodies. True healing is not found in silencing pain. It is found in understanding, addressing, and transforming it at the source.